Struggling with sad-looking sunflowers? Let's turn them into towering giants bursting with blooms. Hey there! Welcome back to EcoAlchemy. I'm Pete, and today we're taking on one of the most iconic, cheerful, and surprisingly useful plants in the garden, the sunflower. If you've ever thought about growing them but weren't sure where to start, or if you've grown them before but never got those tall, bold, jaw-dropping blooms, this is for you. I'll walk you through everything from picking the right variety to getting bigger blooms, straighter stalks, and a healthier patch that supports your garden and your pollinators. Let's get into it. Sunflowers are some of the easiest flowers to grow, but getting them to truly thrive takes more than just tossing seeds in the dirt. First things first, timing. Sunflowers are warm weather plants. They don't tolerate frost and they won't sprout well in cold soil. The sweet spot for sowing is once your soil temperature consistently hits 60 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. That usually lines up right around now for a lot of us, mid to late spring. If you're not sure, grab a soil thermometer and check before planting. You'll get faster germination and healthier plants just by waiting for the soil to warm up properly. Next, choosing your variety. This is where people often get tripped up. There's a huge difference between growing sunflowers for height, seed production, cut flowers, or pollinators. Want the classic giant ones? Go for varieties like Mammoth or Titan. They can grow over 10 feet tall and produce huge seed heads. Want something shorter and bushier for flower beds or containers? Try dwarf varieties like Teddy Bear or Elf. And if you're growing for cut flowers or pollinators, branching types like Autumn Beauty, Lemon Queen, or Soraya give you multiple blooms over a longer season. Now, location is everything. Sunflowers need full sun, as in a bare minimum of 6 hours per day, and ideally closer to 8. They're called sunflowers for a reason. Without strong, consistent sunlight, they'll get leggy, lean awkwardly, or produce small, unimpressive heads. So find the brightest, most open spot in your garden and dedicate it to your sunflower patch. And while you're at it, try planting them along a fence line or on the north side of your garden beds so they don't cast shade on your other crops later in the season. Let's talk soil. Sunflowers aren't picky. They'll grow in average soil. But if you want massive, healthy blooms, you'll want to give them a little love. Start with well-drained soil that's been loosened up with compost or aged manure. They're heavy feeders, especially the taller types, so mixing in some organic fertilizer at planting time can really help. I like to side dress with compost or a slow-release organic mix once they're about a foot tall to keep that growth going strong. When it comes time to sow, plant the seeds about an inch deep and 6 inches apart. Once they've germinated and grown to a few inches tall, thin them to about 12 to 18 inches depending on variety. This gives them room to spread out without competing. For the tall giants, I usually go 18 inches or more, especially if I want to maximize seed head size. Don't be afraid to thin aggressively. Crowded sunflowers get stunted and flop over. Watering is key in the early stages. Keep the soil evenly moist until the seeds sprout and the roots are established. Once they're up and growing, sunflowers are surprisingly drought-tolerant, but during bloom and seed production they'll need more regular watering. A deep soak once or twice a week is better than frequent shallow watering. That deep watering encourages deep roots and helps the plant stay strong during summer heat. Support is another detail many gardeners overlook. If you're growing giants, especially in a windy area or loose soil, they may need staking. You can use bamboo poles, trellising, or even natural support like growing them against a fence. The key is to install any support early, before the plant gets tall, so you don't damage roots trying to stake them later. Pest-wise, sunflowers are pretty hardy, but you might see squirrels, birds, or rabbits going after young sprouts or mature seed heads. If critters are an issue in your area, use netting or simple fencing until the plants are tall enough to fend for themselves. For aphids or caterpillars, a gentle blast of water or neem oil spray usually keeps things under control. A fun trick. Succession plant your sunflowers. Most people plant one round and call it a day. But if you sow a few seeds every 2 to 3 weeks through early summer, you'll get waves of blooms all season long. It's especially great if you're growing cut flowers or just want to keep pollinators coming back week after week. And finally, don't forget the magic these flowers bring to your garden ecosystem. Sunflowers support bees, butterflies, birds, and even beneficial insects like ladybugs and lacewings. If you let the seed heads mature and dry in place, they'll become a natural bird feeder in the fall. Or you can harvest and dry the seeds yourself to save for next season, or for snacking if you grew an edible variety. So whether you're planting for beauty, food, pollinators, or just to make your garden feel alive and vibrant, sunflowers are a must-grow. And now's the perfect time to get them in the ground. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to EcoAlchemy for more tips like this every day. What's your favorite sunflower variety to grow? Or are you trying them for the first time this year? Let me know in the comments. And as always, keep your hands dirty and your hearts in the garden. See you next time.